Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and today I will be doing my project pan update for the month of February. So for those of you who do not know what a project pan is, it's basically a makeup project, well for me it is, where you try and use the makeup products you have and hit certain goals. For example, hitting pan or a usage goal or to use up a product completely. Usually my goals are to hit pan and to use up a product completely if it already has pan in it. So I'm just going to get straight into this video. I have 10 products. The first product is my Ben Nye translucent powder in the shade Fair, and my goal is to use this up completely this year. And I made a marking on it last month, but this is like the fattest reality check. The marking is right there, the powder's right here. It only dropped a little. As you can see, I remarked it, but come on, focus. I don't know if you can see the markings, but I'm going to find out when I edit. I have had this powder for quite a while. I think I got it during the first or second year of COVID, and I wanted a powder that would last a long time. Basically, I wanted a powder that I could use for years, and this is definitely it. I do not love this powder. It's just okay. When I finish this, I'm definitely going to go back to my Laura Mercier powder. It does its job. I just have to wait for my sunscreen to dry completely before I use this. I used to hate this because I would put it on right after my sunscreen and it would just look very powdery and cakey, and I hated it. At the end of the day, it was user error, so I'm glad I learned how to use this properly. The way I use this is I decant it into another container like this one, which I saved, and as you can see, there's a lot of powder at the bottom. As I use it, the powder sinks to the bottom. So I think the reason why there's not much progress on this is because whenever I see a lot of powder at the bottom, I will shake the container to get it out, because even though this is not my favorite, I don't want to waste it. So I make sure to use everything in here first before I pour more powder into here. So this is the Laura Mercier powder, by the way. I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't finish the Ben Nye powder. Did I say Ben Nye or Bill Nye? Ben Nye powder until next year at this rate. I used this 22 times. Most of the products in this project pan I used 22 times, because when I do project pans, I like tunnel vision on products, which is why I should probably have a shop my stash. I've been meaning to do it, but I just haven't. Maybe I'll do it this month because it's February. Moving on to my Smashbox Cali Contour palette. My goal is to at least hit pan and everything in here. It's been a month, so I'm not that hopeful based on my current progress. I used each powder 22 times except for the contour powder. I used that one 19 times because at the very beginning of this project pan, I was not mixing contour with the bronzer. I mean, I can tell it's been used, but it doesn't look that used. This is what it looks like now. The only product you can see dip in is the contour, which is the one I've used the least this year, but I think I was working on it previously, so that's why you can see a dip. Face palette is probably going to last me quite a while. And actually, this powder right here, which is called a matte highlight, I thought I could use it for baking, but surprise surprise, it is shiny, so I cannot use it for baking. The one time I tried using it for baking, I was like, oh, that's not gonna work. So I've actually been using this instead of my Too Faced Turn Up the Light complexion palette. This is also in my project pan, but I didn't reach for it once because I'm trying to use this palette up first before I use this because I like this more. And I know Too Faced powders last quite a while, and this is older. I think this is probably older. So that's why I want to just use this up while I have the whole palette together instead of having to reach back into this later on, which I'm pretty sure the last thing in here will be the blush. It took me 4 years to pan my NARS blush and my Hourglass blush, so this is probably going to hold on for at least 3 more years. But each pan counts for one product because I didn't want to overwhelm myself. So I already talked about my Too Faced Turn Up the Light complexion palette. It's actually from the Born This Way line, and this palette was long discontinued, and I have this rule of if I don't use a product in a project pan for a whole month, then I roll it out so that I have more space for other items. And I'm fine with this. I'm going to keep it. It's not like I don't like it. I do really like it. This is like a rediscovered favorite from the month of December, but I just want to work on the whole palette first. And then we have my 2 lip products, which I don't have with me today because one of them I left at work and forgot about it, but I used it 5 times, so there's not going to be much progress on it anyways. And it was the Rose Ink Miniature Lipstick in Persuasive. It was a 100-point perk or free gift with purchase. The other product was my Clinique Black Honey, which I used 29 times. And the reason why I don't have it with me is because I had to throw it away. There was this one day, like a week ago, where I was putting it on and I noticed that it smelled like lard, and I thought I forgot to wipe my mouth after eating and I got food on it. But the smell lingered for a few days, and that's when I realized that it is not me, it's the product. And luckily I have a miniature Black Honey right here from, it was like a Christmas gift a year or 2 ago. Actually, this one also kind of smells like lard, but like not as intense. Yeah. And that's when I realized that the other one was going off. And I consulted my sister-in-law, who is a makeup artist, and she said that 2 to 3 years is pretty old for a lipstick. And I think my Clinique Black Honey was about, it was coming up on 3 years. So I had to get rid of it. This one I might have to get rid of soon too because it smells. It smells less like lard and more like some other kind of oil. I think it's on its way there. And I've never used it. So that's definitely a big reality check. So after that, I went through and sniffed my other lipsticks. And of course the MAC ones smell fine. They're known to last forever. But the Clinique Black Honey was definitely going off. I did keep wearing it for a few more days, but then I didn't have any reaction to it, which is why I kept wearing it. But the smell was so gross, sometimes I could smell it on my lips, so I decided to just throw it away, even though I made so much progress on it. And this is the markings. This is Black Honey. Like, I made so much progress. And then this is the Persuasive lipstick from Rose Ink. It's tiny, so there's not much in it. So I'm definitely going to mark the Rose Ink lipstick when I get it back this week. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me right now, but there's not going to be much progress anyways. I may just make that my main lipstick, we'll see. And after that reality check, I've decided to roll in 2 more lip products into this project pan, because I like to roll in at least 2 new items. So the first product is going to be something, I don't know if this was ever in a project pan, but this is my Bare Minerals Mineralist Lip Gloss Balm in the shade Sincerity. This is what sparked my obsession with these lip glosses. And I had a 100-point perk from Sephora a long time ago, and it was for a mini of this. And I loved it so much that when these went on sale, I decided to pick up, I think, 6 of them. I've already used up 1, and this one is getting up there in age. I sniffed all of them, don't worry. And this one still smells fine. It has a fruity smell. And this color is actually the shade I'm wearing on my lips today. But I was wearing a different lip color first that was more orange red. And it kind of clashed with my eye makeup look, so I wiped it off and then put this one on top. But I don't think I got the entire, like, I don't think I got all the pigment off my lips. So if they look a little bit orange, that is why. It is supposed to be more neutral. And I just love this color. It's like my lips but better. I want to use this up before it expires. That's probably going to be my motto for all my lip products this year. And since I prefer lip glosses over lipsticks, I am definitely going to be prioritizing that. I do have a liquid lipstick or 2 liquid lipsticks that I would like to use up this year as well, but that would be very ambitious, especially with all the other things I'm working on this year. I have 7 lip glosses that I would ideally like to finish this year, and then 2 liquid lipsticks that, if they don't expire this year, that would be great, but I have one that's unopened, one that's open. So this year is going to be a very ambitious year of panning for lip products. I'm definitely going to have to remember to reapply because I feel like I only remember to reapply twice a day. So I'm going to be leaving these around my house, in my bags, just to remember so that I can work on more of them. And the second lip gloss I'm rolling in, I've been working on previously. It is the Tower 28 Lip Jelly in the shade Chill. And I've made some progress since the last update, so I marked like a cyan colored marking on here. I don't know if you can see it, but if I turn it to the side, this is how much I have left. And this was my work lip gloss, but have a work lipstick now instead. So I might just try and use this up at home. Yeah, I might leave this one at my desk to apply on right before meetings, right after eating, because it is clear and I don't have to use a mirror. I feel like there's going to be a few boring updates before there's like one really amazing update where I use up my lip glosses. That's probably going to be the first thing to go. I've already finished 2 of my planning to pan products, like behind the scenes. But anyways, that's everything for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in a month. Bye!